Hello guys, it's Meshtech here. Welcome to my new video. Today I want to show you how to install RetroArch to your RG350 and do some basic configuration for it. We're gonna make a step-by-step video together, so you will see every single step that needs to be done either in the video itself or on my device. So grab your RG350 and let's start. Alright, so first of all we need to copy some data to our RG350. We're gonna start with the RetroArch application. Therefore I put you a link into the video description. It takes you to my Google Drive account where I bundled some stuff together for you guys. So it's right there. So if you follow the link you will get right here. And the drive has the OPK file together with some further folders that we're gonna need. For today's video we're gonna need the assets folder and the course folder. Just leave out the database and shaders folders there for later. For now we just concentrate on these three files. So please download the assets folder, course folder and the RetroArch OPK file so we can continue. Okay, now that you downloaded the files, so the RetroArch OPK application itself and the assets and course folder, we need to copy them over to the RG350. Therefore, we start WinSCP and connect to our RG350. And there we need to navigate to the Media Data Apps folder and drag and drop the RetroArch OPK file right there. Okay. Now we have installed RetroArch to the RG350, and the first thing we have to do now is to start the application initially. So we move over to our RG350, navigate to the emulator section right there, and find the RetroArch application. Should be this symbol over there, so just start it with a press of the A button. And this is gonna launch RetroArch for the first time. It should look like this. You get some weird error messages, that's okay. And everything we need to do for the first step is already done, so we can just navigate down to quit RetroArch again. Gonna confirm this by pressing the A button. Okay. Now what we've done with this first step is we created some folders. I'm gonna show you right here. So if you navigate to home, media data local home, you're gonna find a folder called .config, and there now appears a RetroArch folder. And this RetroArch folder contains further folders and a config file. And these folders are all empty. As you can see, the assets folder and the course folder, these are both empty. So now we have to fill the assets and core folder. Therefore, just copy and paste or drag and drop the files from my Google Drive to your RG350. I'm gonna skip the copy step because it takes a long time, and I meet you guys here when I copied all files over. Now that we copied the assets folder and the course folder to our RG350, we're now ready to set up RetroArch on our device. Just for a little informational background, assets are required for the menu style on your RG350. Since we're using the XMB menu, it uses some symbols and stuff. And the course directory actually contains our emulator course. So this is necessary to play like arcade games with Final Burn Alpha, FCU, for example, is a NES emulator, Gambat for Game Boy, MAM for MAM ROMs, Astopia, another emulator for the NES, Pico Drive, that's we're gonna need for Sega, and yeah, as you can see there are many emulators available already for RetroArch. So for now that's all we have to do. I'm gonna change the perspective so you guys can see better what I'm doing on the RG350. Now let's set up RetroArch. So here we are on our RG350. Let's start RetroArch again. This time we have the assets installed, and as you can see now, you have all these menu symbols there for the menu bar. You have the little symbols for every entry on the bar, and that makes it a lot easier to navigate. So first of all, we need to correct the view, because the default setting is very blurred, so it's really hard to read. I'm gonna show you guys how you fix that. So we're gonna change over to settings, and in the settings section there is a entry called user interface. We're gonna jump right into this by pressing the A button. There we have to activate show advanced settings. So either by clicking the D-pad right button or the A button toggles the setting here. And since we are here already, let's check if there's anything else we need to correct in this. No, okay, that's all. So since we activated the advanced settings, we will now have access to everything we can configure on this device. We jump into appearance, and there we scroll down until we find the menu icon theme. And at the moment it is set to monochrome. So if we click on the right D-pad button, it takes some time to switch over to the next theme. Now it changed over to flat UI. We don't want to have this, so we jump over to the next one by clicking the right D-pad button. No. Come on. Now it loaded retroactive, but I don't like this one either. I want to show you the one that shows the best to me. It's called Pixel, and here we are. Pixel really fits the best for this device. It's really clear to read, and yeah, I would suggest you guys staying with this setting. Okay, now let's jump back and go to the input section. It's under settings, and yeah, there it is. It's called input. Now here we need to ensure we have set the hotkey binds, and they should be set to L3, R3. It's really important to have this set, otherwise we can't jump back into RetroArch after we started a emulator. So this is something we need to have set correctly. So let's jump back by pressing the B button, and now we set up the keys in RetroArch. Therefore, we jump into port 1 binds, and we could either do it by choosing bind all, but it turned out for me that bind all doesn't really work very accurate. It jumps over some inputs, so I suggest doing button by button. So this comes down here. So let's do this quickly. So for the B button, to set up the B button, you press A. Now it asks you to press the B button. I'm gonna correct the focus. So press. I don't know if you get it. So you press the B button. Now it asks for the Y button. We press the Y button. Select. Start. D-pad up. D-pad down. D-pad left. D-pad right. Now it's the A button. The X button. The left shoulder button. The right shoulder button. The second left shoulder button, the second right shoulder button. Now L3, this is important. I put it by mine at the left thumb, and the R3 button thumb on the right button, thumb button. Now left analog, right. So we turn this right, left analog left, left analog down, left analog up. You see it already takes the input since it is configured now. Now right analog right, it jumps sideways. Right analog left, right analog down, and right analog up. Okay, now we're done with the button setup. I never set up the buttons down here for gun trigger or turbo, since I never use these buttons. Now let's jump back, completely back, by pressing B until we are on the main menu. Go down to configuration file and save the current configuration by pressing A. Okay, now it indicates down here that we saved the configuration because we made a big step so far. Now I want to show you some more configuration stuff that I suggest to you guys. In default, it has wraparound enabled, and to be honest, I hate wraparound because I like to hit a button until I reach the end. So if you guys wanna disable the wraparound stuff for yourself too, just go to user interface, and there should be the navigation wraparound. As you see, at the moment it is turned on, so just press the A button to turn it off. Now all the other settings here are fine. Okay, we leave them as they are, and now we do not wrap around anymore. Okay, now in the next step, let's add some games. And since the scanning in the directory didn't work for me, I used to use a manual scan here. So we choose the content directory, navigate to the folder where we have our ROMs. So for me it's on media, RG350, which is my SD card. And there I have the ROMs directory. Scrolling down to the Game Boy directory, say scan this directory. Okay. The system name is set to content directory, so it gives the system name the same name as the content directory, so it will later show up as Game Boy. Now we need to choose the core right there, and the core that we need to use for Game Boy is Gambit. Okay, there are two versions of it. You can try around with what version runs better on your device, but as you can see, these are all the cores that we just transferred to our device. So now we have Gambit available. I'm going to choose Gambit. And that's pretty much all. We leave all the other settings as they are and start the scan. And you can see it's scanning pretty fast. Now it's complete. And if we jump back to the main menu bar, you will see a new section right there with this little rocket symbol here. And it says it's the Game Boy section. Now it lists up all the ROMs that it's scanned for. So yeah, these are all the ROMs I have installed for Game Boy. And let's start Super Mario, for example. Let's hit run. And since we already connected it with Gambit, it will instantly start the game. So yeah. So Super Mario is working. Now, if you want to jump out from a emulator that is currently running, you have to have this hotkey button set up. And this is why we set it up before. Now I have to press both thumbs button. And as you can see, the emulator stops in the background and we can navigate back in our menu. Now we could close the content, so stop the ROM from running. Or we could go down there to options and do some emulator related options. If you jump in, you can allow opposing direction or turn off and on the Game Boy colorization, change the internal palette, so for different viewing palettes. You can play around with these. It differs from emulator to emulator, so different cores have different options for sure. And yeah, let's go up there and close the content. So it's gonna close Super Mario and jump back to the menu. Here we are. And let's scan one more directory. Let's do a manual scan on my NES. So RG350 again, going to my ROMs directory. Scroll down for the Nintendo Entertainment System and say scan this directory. We're gonna give the system the same name as the content directory. Core is not Gambat now. We have to change it for FCUMM and say start scan. So once again, it's scanning all my ROMs and it's finished. And if we jump back, now beside the Game Boy section, we have a new section called Nintendo Entertainment System. And these are all my Nintendo games. We could try one of these, Super Mario Brothers. So let's start it. Yeah. That's Super Mario Bros. Okay. Let's jump back. Maybe, yeah, let's close this. Maybe we could add just one more system to it. So we go back, say import content right there. Go on media, RG350, ROMs. Let's take Sega Genesis ROMs. They scan this directory. System name gonna change. Now we have to change the core. And yeah, we could take Genesis plus GX, for example. That's a Sega core. And start the scan. That's finished. And we have another section down here for the Sega Genesis. And this is how you add all your systems just one by one. Just keep in mind you have to have the core so that the scanning will be successful. And yeah, that's it so far. Feel free to add your ROMs. Give me some feedback of what cores you have tested, which one are working. That's it, what I want to show you. Have fun with RetroArch now. I hope you liked this video. Just let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching and happy gaming. Bye.